right into come into town,
That was yesterday.
it would you could get stuck at another light. You'd turn and then be stuck at a red light, like almost immediately. It was bad. It's still red. We should be live.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about it.
I don't read what's mine.
It's red light or white?
There it is.
It's okay.
Flash screen.
Yeah. Okay. It's 10:01. Did everyone receive a copy of the minutes? I'll call the meeting to order. I'll note that everyone is here. Also attending is our city attorney, Charles Finkenbinder. Were there any changes or corrections to or additions to the February 14th minutes?
Did the January minutes get revised?
Yes, what was the revision there?
The vote count was incorrect. It said that the motions were passed 3-0.
And it was 4-0?
So we had 4-0.
Yes, that was
Okay.
corrected.
Good.
Yes. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. 0. We have several refund requests. Paul Drinkwater, $7,484.13. Charles Gaines, $11,078.57. Alexander Gray, $3,146.12. David Hampton, $1,402.53. Michael McThorne, $2,752.59. Edgar Ortuno, $710. Jesus Rees, a total of $17,991.31. He had $2,754.93 in pre-tax and $15,236.38 in post-tax. Garrett Roberts, $4,547.98, and Dennis Ryan, $1,268.63. A total of $50,381.86. I make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. And I'll turn it over to Tyler about the pension, the employees that have not received monies from the pension plan that are not vested in the plan.
Right.
And this is where we needed our city attorney's opinion.
Yeah, so I guess our process has been, when you leave, when you get terminated, you get a form from HR where you request your refund and contributions. But for whatever reason, we've had a handful of employees that have not filled out that form. So they've not received a refund and contributions. And I guess we need guidance on, even if they don't fill out the form, do we go ahead and give them their money back, or do we leave the money in the plan and then let them count their years of service that they worked if they ever come back? I guess that might be an option. I don't know. I'm not sure what we should do with those. Well, I think we've got 5.
I looked at some numbers, and I think we actually have a few more than that.
Do we have some in 23?
We have some back as far as 18.
Well, no, but I had the list, I think, was updated through the end of like 22.
Yeah.
So we got at least 5.
Yeah.
Maybe between 5 and 10.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not prepared to speak on whether they should be able to count it if they come back. But as far as unclaimed property, I think it would be handled according to Title 18, meaning notice would be provided to the auditor of state, and that's who I think the money is turned over to. And then they actually have a website, conwayarkansas.gov, where anyone who believes it, and there's apparently tens of thousands of Arkansans that are owed money. for private corporations and whatnot.
Mhm.
Deposits on utilities, for example, is a common one.
Yeah.
If it's not claimed, then it has to go to the state, and the state would provide it to the individual claimant if they request it. Another option, though, I think that should be pursued is most people can be located. They may move to a different state. They may move within Arkansas. My office is pretty good about finding people. It's kind of one of the things that we do. So if there are people that you kind of lost contact with, to let us know who they are, last known address, and chances are we could probably locate them and be able to make contact and alert them that these funds are here, and at least establish the document that they've been contacted.
The wording in the plan document, I believe, says that those refunds will be distributed within a certain time frame after the end of the calendar year.
Mm-hmm.
So the plan document doesn't necessarily say they have to come in and fill out a form. We've just had that kind of as our process. So I don't know if you think the plan document should be updated to reflect language with the form, or should we just not do the form and automatically distribute those after the end of the year?
Well, that would be a question for the board. My advice is that, one, practice should always be consistent with the written documents. So if that's been the practice, it probably should be reflected in the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like a good practice to have the form.
Yeah.
To your point, we don't know if they might want to come back to, and rejoin the plan.
I don't believe that
I
plan
think-
allows
I
that.
thought
Okay.
the new plan actually
not allowed,
right?
prohibits that.
So that would only be,
They'd have to
The
start
old-
over.
okay, or if they were on the old plan,
Well,
they'd start over in the new one.
right. So I don't think that will be an issue. I think I think the plan was specifically written that way, so you couldn't jump in and out.
I know I've advised people in that direction because I thought, I was
Mhm.
pretty sure that that's what the plan actually stated.
And I don't think we necessarily have, well, I guess maybe the ones that are back as far as 18, we might not have up-to-date contact information for them, but I would think most of them we could probably get a hold of them pretty easily.
Yeah, or we can get Charles their information. We can get a hold of them. So do you feel those people we need to just contact them and tell them we've got this money here, you need to fill this form out, or?
That would be my preference.
Okay.
Because they may not know. In fact, that's the most likely explanation, is they're not aware.
Yeah.
And the primary goal should be to give people back their money.
I'd rather it go to them.
Yeah.
And
The state.
ultimately the state getting it, yeah. Nothing against the state.
Because we can, like I said, my office is really good about finding people, and we can also search public databases, court records, to find out if there's been, someone's passed away, if an estate case has been opened in a probate court, for example. We can find out if that's the case, then we can make contact with the executor.
Okay.
So do we need a motion for next step, or
Probably so, I would think, to make it cleaner.
do you want to do it, Tyler? You too?
Well,
I think we start with letting the city attorney's office search for people.
Well, I guess maybe we don't need a motion. Maybe our first step is to compile a list of those people with their last known address, send them a letter with a form in it and ask them to return it and see what happens.
Okay.
yeah, I like that.
And it doesn't have to be a certified letter at this
Right.
point. We'll see what happens with that. And if the letter's returned to us, then I'll get a hold of Charles and see if he can help locate.
That makes sense.
That
Yeah.
sounds good.
Yeah, 'cause we're good at locating people that don't want to be located. These would be people who would want to be found.
When they first get the letter, they might have a little negative reaction, but then after they read it, they'll
Once
feel
they
better.
see my name,
The content.
Oh, that-
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the city attorney. This should be fine.
Okay. Well, I'll start trying to put something together on that. And I'll I know the ones that I think don't have, I have a list of names of people I think have never received it, so I'll get that to you and get you to verify.
Yeah, and I found that list I sent to you, and I did it back just in December, so a few months ago, so it should be up to date.
I've got the correct list. There weren't very many names on it.
No, I think there's
Okay.
5.
Okay, yeah, I got that. I searched for the Excel sheet and I couldn't find it in my emails, but I had a hard copy of it still.
Okay.
Is there any new business from anyone?
In fact, I think one of those names on the list was an employee that went from full-time to part-time.
It
I
was.
think that person may still even be a part-time employee, so
Yeah.
That should be.
that should be
This
easy
would
to
be easy
find.
to find.
I can probably call that employee and talk to them.
Yeah.
Okay. We have one employee that came and talked to me this morning and said he'd be retiring effective the end of June, but I haven't run his numbers yet. He's eligible. We hope we can talk him out of it, but he's with your department.
Uh-oh, he says.
Jerome.
Okay. As long as you didn't say Kurt or something.
No. But anyway, he came by just a few minutes before the meeting. So we'll do him on the next agenda.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank y'all all, and we'll get these letters out.
How to give you a standing